Hi everyone, welcome back. Last class we discussed coagulation of colloids and protective colloids as well as gold number. In this session, in this lecture, we are discussing one of the important property of colloids, that is Dawn effect. Dawn effect. We can say it is just opposite of electrophoresis. Electrophoresis, we know, the movement of colloidal particles towards oppositely charged electrode in an electric field. Here, suppose we are allowing colloidal particle or any solid particle move down in a column filled with a solvent. We are allowing colloidal particle to move down in a column. Then a potential is created between the top and bottom of the column. There is a potential developed between the upper and lower part of the column. So the production or creation of electric potential when a colloidal particle is falling down in a column is known as Dawn effect. Suppose in detail, suppose this is a column. Colloidal particles are allowed to fall down the column. The column is filled with a solvent. Suppose it is filled with water. Then particles are falling down. Particles are falling down. We are allowed to fall the colloidal particles down the column. And what happened? Just as seen in our electrical double layer. I hope you remember what is electrical double layer. Suppose this is the solid particle or colloid. Then there is suppose it is a negatively charged colloid. Positive part, then negative, then positive, negative, positive. There is a diffuse layer and a fixed layer. One fixed layer and another diffuse layer. Two layers are formed. Double layer is formed. Same thing happened here. The colloidal particle also, double layer is there, that is here. Suppose it is a positively charged colloid. Then obviously the remaining part, diffuse part, having a negative charge, right? If this particle, colloidal particle, is having a positive charge, then the diffuse layer, that is the fixed layer having a positive, negative charge, the diffuse layer having opposite charge, and suppose it is moving. Suppose this part is removed, the whole part is removed. What happened? The diffuse layer remain in its position, right? Some of the charges in the diffuse layer will remain in the original position. The same thing happened. Suppose it is moving down. Some of the charges present in the diffuse layer will remain in the same position. It is moving down and sediment here, settle here. Suppose all the particles are positively charged, then this deposit or the settled particle, sedimented particle have a positive charge. Then some of the opposite ions in the diffuse layer remain in its original position. So what happened? The upper part having a negative charge and the lower sedimented particles having a positive charge. Upper part having a negative charge and the sediment part having a positive charge. So there is a charge separation in the column. That charge separation creates a potential, right? If the particle is negatively charged, what happened? The particles sedimented in the bottom, and the sedimented particle having a negative charge, and the diffuse layer, it is positively charged. Some of the positive charge remain in this position, so there is a charge separation. The lower part having negative charge and upper part having a positive charge. If the particle is negative. Here I say the particle is positive, so the lower part, bottom part having a positive charge, the upper part having a negative charge. So there is a charge separation between the top and bottom of the column. That charge separation creates a potential, and that potential is called sedimentation potential. Sedimentation potential. And the effect is called the Down effect. The creation of the potential when colloidal particles are allowed to fall down a column is known as Down effect. And the potential created is called the sedimentation potential. That is potential created due to the sedimentation of the colloidal particle. That is known as sedimentation potential, and the effect is known as Down effect. Then another important property is Donan membrane equilibrium. Bottom property we are related to colloidal state, that is Donan membrane equilibrium. Suppose we are separating two solutions, one having diffusible ions and second solution having non-diffusible ions. We are separating two solutions by a semi-permeable membrane. For example, suppose we are separating, this is semi-permeable membrane or cellophane membrane or parchment membrane, and this part, suppose it is containing sodium chloride, that is Na plus and Cl minus, and this part containing a sodium salt of any long chain molecule, that is for example protein, sodium salt of a protein. What's the important one? For protein, protein cannot diffuse through this membrane into this chamber. So this ion, that is Na plus and R minus is non-diffusible ion. Suppose we are separating these two solutions using a semi-permeable membrane, using a parchment membrane, using a cellophane membrane. What happened? The diffusible ions, here the diffusible ions are Na plus and Cl minus. Na positive and Cl negative are the diffusible ions present in this system. This Na plus can move towards this chamber, and this Na plus can move towards that chamber. As well as chloride also moves through this chamber, through this membrane to another chamber, the next chamber. So Na positive and Cl negative are the diffusible ions, and R minus is non-diffusible ions. We are separating these two solutions, one containing diffusible ions and another containing non-diffusible ions. We are separating these two solutions by a membrane. And what happened is, some of the sodium ions and chloride ions from this chamber move or diffuse through this membrane to another, the next chamber, till an equilibrium is attained. Na positive and Cl minus diffuse through the membrane to the next chamber till an equilibrium is attained. Suppose the concentration of Na plus in this chamber, it is C1, and concentration of Cl minus, obviously the concentration of Cl minus also will be C1. If there is one Na plus, there should be one Cl minus according to stoichiometry. So the concentration is C1, and it is separated by a membrane, right? Suppose the concentration of Na plus and R minus, suppose it is C2 here, C2 here, and concentration of R minus also C2. That is the concentration of Na plus and Cl minus in the first chamber and Na plus and R minus in the second chamber in the very beginning, right? But after some time, what happened? Some of the Na plus ion and Cl minus ion diffuse through this membrane to this chamber. Suppose X number of Na plus and X number of Cl minus diffuse through this membrane. then the final concentration should be C1 minus X and C1 minus X. X number of Na positive, that is C1 minus X is the final concentration after obtaining equilibrium. And here the concentration of Na positive in the second chamber become C2 plus X. Why? Already this chamber contain C2 concentration of Na positive. In addition to that, X number of Na positive is coming from this chamber to this chamber. So C2 plus X is the final concentration of Na plus in this chamber. R minus remain constant, and we are not bothered about the concentration of R minus because it is non-diffusible. Then what happened to the concentration, or what is the concentration of Cl minus in this chamber? X moles or X number of chloride ion moving from this chamber to this chamber. So the concentration of Cl minus in the second chamber also is X. So concentration of Cl minus is X. The second chamber. So left chamber Na plus and Cl minus. After attaining equilibrium, left chamber contain Na plus and Cl minus. But second chamber contain Na plus, R minus and Cl minus. That Cl minus is coming from this chamber. So the final concentration after attaining equilibrium is this one, Cl minus X and Cl minus X. So Na plus and Cl minus respectively in the first chamber, C2 plus X, that of Na plus in the second chamber, and Cl minus, that is X Cl minus in the second chamber. That is Cl minus also here. It is X, it is C2 plus X, it is C1 minus X, it is also C1 minus X. But we know at equilibrium, the concentration of Na plus and Cl minus present in both chambers should be equal. Concentration of Na plus and Cl minus in this chamber will be equal to concentration of Na plus and Cl minus in this chamber. So C1 minus X into C1 minus X should be equal to C2 plus X into X. Concentration of Na plus into concentration of Cl minus equal to concentration of Na plus into concentration of Cl minus in this chamber. So A minus B into A minus B, that is C1 square minus 2 C1x plus X square is equal to C2x plus X square. Right? C1 minus into C1 minus. A minus B into A minus B, that is C square minus, that is C1 square minus 2 C1x plus X square is equal to C2x. And we can cancel this 2. So it will become C1 minus 2 C1x equal to C2x. Right? Then C1 is equal to C2x plus 2 C1x. This is equal to x into 2 C1 plus C2. Alright? That is, sorry, it's a mistake. C1 square here. C1 square. Here also C1 square. So C1 square. What is x? X is equal to C1 square divided by 2 C1 plus C2. Or x divided by C1, which is equal to C1 divided by 2 C1 plus C2. This is the fraction of Na positive ion or Cl minus ion moving from one chamber to another chamber through the membrane. It's a fraction. Out of C1 concentration, how many moles or how many number of Na plus or Cl minus moves through the membrane? That is x by C1. That is the fraction of ions moved. This is x by C1. Okay, suppose C2 is equal to 0. C2 is equal to 0 means concentration of Na plus in the second chamber is 0. What does it mean? If C2 is 0, that means there is no NaR. There is no non-diffusible solution, ions, non-diffusible ions. So if C2 is 0, that means here there is no Na plus and R minus. Only first chamber contains Na plus and Cl minus. Then what happen? If C2 is 0, this x by C1 is equal to C1 divided by 2C1. That is equal to 1 by 2. That is x is equal to C1 divided by 2. Or 1 by 2 C1. X by C1 is equal to 1 by 2. If it is 0, C1 will be cancelled. So it becomes 1 by 2. So x is equal to 1 by 2 C1. That is half of the concentration will be migrated. If there is no concentration of any other ions, then half of the concentration of Na plus and Cl minus will be migrated. No doubt. Till the equilibrium is attained, half of the concentration will be migrated to the next chamber. No doubt. But we have NaR minus in the second chamber. Right? NaR minus, Na plus and R minus in the second chamber. We are already taken in the second chamber the non-diffusible ions. The first chamber, NaCl. So what? The number of ions, that is the number of ions present in this chamber will not be equal to, that is number of Na positive and Cl minus present in this chamber will not be equal to number of ions present in this second chamber. Right? It is equal only if there is no particles. Half of the particles will move. Suppose it contains 10 molecules. There is no particles. Then 5 will move to here. Then at equilibrium, this chamber contains 5 and this chamber contains 5 NaCl. Right? If and only if there is no particle. But we are already taken the particles. So the number of particles migrated won't be equal to half. So this equation is not right. That means there is an unequal distribution of ions between two chambers. When we separate two solutions, one containing diffusible ions and another containing non-diffusible ions using a membrane, there is an unequal distribution of ions between the chambers or on the either side of the membrane. I repeat, if we separate two solutions, one with the diffusible ions and another with the non-diffusible ions, then there should be an unequal distribution of ions on either side of the membrane. Not be equal. Right? That unequal distribution creates an equilibrium. That equilibrium contains an equal distribution of ions, and that equilibrium is known as Donan membrane equilibrium. So the equilibrium which contains unequal number of ions is between two chambers on either side of the membrane. That equilibrium is known as Donan membrane equilibrium. This is possible only if we are keeping two solutions, one having diffusible and another having non-diffusible ions. If both are diffusible, no doubt equal number of ions will be transferred through this membrane. It is only possible when two solutions, one having diffusible and another having non-diffusible ions. In such case, an equilibrium is established which contains unequal number of ions, and that equilibrium is known as Donan membrane equilibrium. And this is very important in our biological system, right? That is the distribution of K positive ions or Na positive ions and bicarbonate ions between the red blood cells and surroundings. It is just through this Donan membrane, right? And hope both property, that is both points, that is Donan effect as well as Donan membrane equilibrium. It is clear, and thank you for listening.